Morning, good morning, good morning. Before we start this event, I'm going to make sure everybody knows everybody. We introduce our guests who are here. These people here, by the way, are the most important people here today. I was just telling them because you guys are what this is all about, okay? Creating this initiative to support what you're doing in the classroom. And the gentleman who's with them is Mr. Todd Osmond. He's their guidance counselor. And of course, boys and girls, this gentleman over here is Minister King. And now, I'm not surprised he's Minister of Education. The gentleman next to him is our publisher, Mr. Charlie.
Hi guys.
He's the publisher of all of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Anyway, we're very excited to have everyone here today to talk about the smart edition of the newspaper. And I made the joke last time when we were talking, I know you won't agree, but I'm very, very old. And I like the traditional newspaper to read, but I know you guys aren't as old as me, and you're into the digital world. And the smart edition is right fitting with the way you learn. And we're very excited to be part of it, and we're even more excited that the Telegram, along with the Department of Education, have enabled the teachers to get this smart edition at home. Stop, I have to give it over to the ladies who actually are the ones doing all the work, Miss Ann Hatcher and Miss Kelly Rogers. And they're going to talk about what you've been doing with the paper. All right. Thank you. Welcome over.
Okay, Kelly and I actually attended a presentation by Craig Killiburn on Monday night. And he talked about a conversation he had with the Holiness Dalai Lama. And he talked about the Dalai Lama revealed that he thought newspapers were God's to-do list. And Craig Killiburn, in his conversation, then talked about how when he was 12, he read an article in the paper that inspired him to start Free the Children, which is now an international organization. So you never know, we may inspire someone in the school by the use of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and give you a general overview of what I do as a learning resource teacher librarian, I'm also known as, and a language arts teacher in grade 9. And Kelly will go more specifically into social studies and sciences humaines. So one of the features we have here is a smartboard, and one of the great and fantastic things about the online newspaper is because it's online, we can use the aspects of our smartboard to kind of extend what we're doing. First thing I'll show you is on the link that's here on the Newspapers and Education Resources, we can go in, I as a teacher can go in and open up any of these resources that have been compiled over the years. I have them in binders and paper. So the fact that they're all here online now enables me to go in rather than have to go to all these binders and go to various papers. So I can go into language arts and scroll down through pages upon pages, but I can bookmark what's most important to me in the classroom. For instance, using newspapers to teach standards in middle school. And I can bookmark those things that I would like to do in my class, manipulate them, and then it's right at my fingertips. I don't have to go through binders upon binders. So that's what I find. The one that I frequently use is this one, the comic strip. The teachers can go in and it's online and they can use it. Now, to get into the newspaper itself, we go into the Eastern School District, go into their website, go up to news. I've kind of jumped ahead a bit. Click on Newspapers and Education, and there are my two options right here. I can go into the Telegram Smart Edition, or I can go into the Western Star. And those are the two editions that we've been using in the class. And Kelly and I were given the opportunity, we've been involved in Newspapers and Education for many years, and we were given the opportunity to pilot this particular, the online version. We were exceedingly excited. So when we go in, go back home, and I'll click on my paper here. This is how the paper would come up. And what I really love about it is the table of contents that's right here. I can go in, and as we're talking to the kids, I can talk about how the newspaper's laid out, the different aspects that we would find in each edition, and the other features that I would use here if I wanted to get into the interactive radio, which is what Kelly will show you later, or the other options are there as well. So the students can be here, we can look at, we can think about what it is that we're going to do. And news on the go, frequent one that I would use, we'll go in, word of the day. I teach language arts in grade 9. And one of the things that we I try and do in that particular course is to expand the diction word choice that the children would use. So we can go in, and we have a section in their binders called Words to Live By, and they can put those particular words in there, something that they feel they can incorporate in their writing. And we can come up, we can pick up our pen, and they can write down a sentence that they feel using this particular word, and kind of demonstrate the learning that way. Go back home. And go back again. Another excellent feature, picture gallery. One of the things that's within language arts is getting kids to find some inspiration for their writing. So I can go here, I can get the kids talking about each picture. They can scroll down. And motorcycles. I may have someone in my class that can take this picture. They can copy it if we're down in the computer lab, and that's the inspiration for a short story, a poem, a song. Take the cartoons, and we can go, and that can inspire someone to read. Any of these features are there, and they're all there. The kids can come up, and they can actually do up some brainstorming based on the pictures that are right there. And let me go back home. Go back into the paper, and everything is there again. As part of my teacher librarian, I work with all the teachers in the school, science, technology, social studies, Kelly. So we do a lot on the environment, we do a lot on current events, and the teachers can go in and they can use any of those features. Another feature as a teacher librarian I really like, if I go back here, and you can go in and I can type in using my keyboard anything I'm looking for an old edition. If I wanted to find articles on St. John's, I'll try that and see how. Just get the kids to come up, type in, performing search. This advanced search will come up. And one of the things that we find very difficult with students when they go online, if they go into a site, say they'll use Google, they can get into content that we don't want them to do as educators. The fact that the Telegram is contained within itself, I can teach them how to do advanced searching, which is very important. Close off my keyboard. And then I can show them how you can narrow down your research so that you won't get 10,000 hits and you'll go right into the article that you're looking for. It saves them time, and it makes me a lot more confident when I'm walking around the classroom that the information that they're getting is appropriate for them. So that's an excellent feature as well. And I can go back in time. Those of you that have been in, if you've been in teaching, you find an article in the paper, you cut it out, you photocopy it, you put it aside, and you hope that when you do that unit again, you'll find it. This alleviates that. Everything is there at my fingertips. One of the unique things here here at St. Paul's, we tend to have a lot of students that are featured in the newspaper. We actually have 2 girls here this morning that were published in the Telegram yesterday, and they were in the district dispatch. So Delaney and Jessica are here. Stand up, girls. They were published first time yesterday. So that's something we would obviously call upon and share as a school-wide pride that we would have in their accomplishment. Okay? Now Kelly's going to show you the other features she would use specifically in Sciences Demand with the students helping her.
Yeah. So I'm the social studies department head here at St. Paul's, and social studies and the Telegram, I think they go hand in hand, because as long as I've been teaching social studies, I've been using the newspaper as part of my curriculum, and mostly in English, obviously, because the Telegram is only published traditionally in English. And it just goes hand in hand because it meets so many curriculum outcomes. And when we talk about current events, all we have to do is go to the paper and we can look at local news, provincial news, national, international. Last year we got to pilot this program, and the grade 9s now who have gone on to Holy Heart, they're experts, and they've been, they're really accomplished in going through the paper and finding information and where exactly to find information in the paper in terms of research and finding current events, news stories, and so on. But I'm so excited. Now, because I teach Sciences Humaines as well, I'm a French immersion teacher, and this year I teach a lot more French immersion than I do English. And these students here are my grade 7 students. They just came to us this year from other schools. And what's exciting this year is that what I'm able to do is take the telegram, which is in English, and I'm able to translate it. So I can go in, and so here's the telegram, and has it pulled up. There's a great story on the front page today. And I can go in, okay, it's a story about the new book that's being released, I think, soon, right? This is a telegram.
Launched on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. So, I picked a good article.
Great time.
So I can come down, and this story's in English. So for my English students, this is fine, right? So I can take the newspaper, I can go online, I can read it. But my French students, we learn in French, right, guys? And because we learn in French, we need to have our stories in French. So I come up to my translate, right? And look, I can get all these languages, right? And we had fun the other day in class, didn't we? We listened to, what was it, Greek, maybe? Dutch. We listened to Dutch, right? But we did listen to French first. So I click on French. I click on French. Okay, and so here's my French story. And if I pull it down, okay, I can listen to it.
And it translates really quickly. You're not standing in class waiting for this to buffer. It's instantaneous, just like that.
So I have this in my classroom.
Baltara Bradbury. C'était le Graham, St. John's, Canada. Rassembler une collection de photos retraçant la rage de l'ouragan Igor n'a pas été une tâche facile pour le personnel Telegram, en particulier quand il y avait plus de 6000 images époustouflantes à choisir. À partir de photos de routes délavées et des arbres déracinés à des photos de maisons entières d'être emportées, chaque image a été aussi puissante que l'autre. Plus de 100 des images poignantes.
So we can listen to the whole story, right? Or if there's parts of the story that we need to stop because we don't understand it really well, there's something there. I can stop it. I can stop it, and then I can come out. Oops. I can come out of the article, and then I can, if there's something that we wanted to discuss, some particular paragraph, or there's some maybe vocab or something we might need to look at, I can actually, take things, underline, right? There's particular words, right, that we want to look at. They want us to copy down certain words, information that we needed, right? And then when we're finished and we understand, we can go back, right?
Close ink layer, miss, that's why.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Okay, so then I can go back to my story.
Les photos ont été choisies parmi celles qui sont prises par des reporters.
And then I can just go back to my story. Scroll down.
Ainsi que les membres du public.
I have no idea what they're saying, but it sounds so cool.
Sounds good. So, that's amazing. I think that's totally amazing, right? The fact that I can use this now as current events for my Sciences Humaines classes, and I don't have to worry about trying to go online and access other means of digital media to find current events for my students in grade 7. Now I can take local news stories from our newspaper, and all I do is translate them, right? The other interesting thing as well is in grade 8 we do a Heritage Fair project. And a Heritage Fair project is basically a project where students go and they research a particular aspect of, in grade 8, Newfoundland and Labrador history. And for our English students, we have lots of print material on Newfoundland and Labrador history. We come down here and has tons of stuff in the students' research. For our grade 8 French immersion students, it's a little difficult. They find it very difficult to find information in French for their, obviously, Newfoundland and Labrador heritage project. So now we have the online version, right? And we can translate it. So the students are able to go in now and research online the stories and have them translated so they can print them off or copy and paste them and send them home to their email and so on. And they're able to take that information and use it as sources for their Heritage Fair projects, which is fantastic, right? It really is, because it's been so difficult for us to do research with the French immersion kids in terms of finding, sources in French. So I'm excited, you can tell. Anyway, so that's my that's how I intend to use mine along with the English version. And so now I'm going to pass it over to Janet Vivian Walsh, who's the Assistant Director of Programs at the Eastern School District.